Welcome to the Curtis Rose Show. Cut. I can't even see my microphone in this. I don't know how David Prowse did this. I admire the man. Welcome to the Curtis Rose Show. I am your host, Darth Curtis. I'm an idiot. Cut. Oh, I gotta get out of this thing. Oh, I'm bumping into my mic. I don't know what's going on. I can't see. I gotta get this off.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Curtis Rose Show. I'm your host, Curtis, and I'm in rare form tonight. And we are going to be talking about the book of Boba Fett tonight. So I have the helmet off. I can breathe. I can see. We'll talk more about the helmet a little bit later. But just right out of the gate, I want to make sure I let everyone know this is going to be talking pretty in depth about the book of Boba Fett. So spoilers. So you have been warned. So if you have not finished or seen the book of Boba Fett and you care about those kind of things, there will be spoilers in this episode. Also, probably some spoilers that tie into The Mandalorian. So you already should have seen all that by now. Season 1 and Season 2, both great. But we're going to be getting into some spoiler territories. And without further ado, let's get right into my thoughts on it. Okay, first off, Boba Fett, put your helmet on. Please put your helmet on. You look so much cooler with your helmet on. Not that the actor's bad or anything like that. Put your helmet on. Pretty much, I used to count all the times. He just walked around like Mos Espa and like Tatooine with his helmet under his arm like a Coach handbag. Yes, that's right, ladies. I just said handbag, not a purse, a Coach handbag, because I've been told by many ladies there's a difference between a purse and a handbag. So I wanted to make sure I got that right for all my female audience out there. So anyway, the first two episodes were kind of slow, but I thought it had good character development. So I didn't mind the slow as long as there was character development happening. So like his relationship with the Tusken Raiders, that was awesome, had some good character building. And then, of course, how he escaped out of the Sarlacc pit. Which that's one thing that this is me just being nitpicky, but he must have been eating pretty good in that Sarlacc pit because I think Boba had put on some pounds. And you could, I guess, of course, the actor had gained some weight because it's been, a long time, 20 years, since he, kind of was Jango Fett and all that stuff. But anyway, I thought they did a good job at it. You didn't see much of him. So maybe he just kind of, I don't know, got a little plumped up in that Sarlacc pit. But anyway, it was a really cool scene seeing how he got out of that. And then, of course, went on to the Tusken Raider stuff and earning the respect. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, the other thing about the show that probably get this out of the way, it seemed a little bit lower budget than The Mandalorian. It seemed, I don't know if it's because of just, filming conditions or, what, or maybe they wanted it to kind of feel like lonely. The whole thing has kind of a Western feel to it, which I like. Same thing with The Mandalorian. But it was just kind of more scarce on characters at first, except until they got in some of the other episodes. And then they introduced now this is going to be one of my gripes and my nitpicks, when they introduce the mods. I do not care for these characters. I think they are out of place. They're like teenage cyberpunk, wannabes, and they're like riding around on their floating Vespas all over, Mos Espa and Tatooine. I was just like, what? I mean, they're like shiny red and blue. Everything in Star Wars is supposed to be like lived in and worn down. They did. They really seemed out of place. So the mods seemed out of place with, like I said, their colors and just their whole characters and everything. They just seem like they should be in a different movie. They were as out of place as a Jawa in an NBA game. Drum roll there. And anyway, there's some dad jokes because, I'm a penny dad. So I'm not crazy about the mods. I hope that they kind of don't have a bigger role. But like I said, Boba kind of relied on them because, once again, that brings me to another thing. Boba seems like he's a lot softer in this series. He's not, he's always been made out to be like one of the most fierce, and feared bounty hunters in the galaxy. And in this, he's kind of, I don't know, a little softer. I don't mind him being a good guy or trying to turn his life around. There's nothing wrong with that. But I kind of, they've always talked about, he's supposed to be like a stone cold, brutal bounty hunter killer. So that's, something there. Anyway, so now let's get on to the really good parts of the show. So like I said, midway through, I was just kind of like, I'm not really sure. And then come the kind of the later episodes or the middle part. Oh my gosh, Luke Skywalker. So anyway, the technology, which I'd heard that they had hired the YouTuber who had kind of fixed Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian. Luke Skywalker made an appearance in The Mandalorian season 2 at the end of it, and you could tell it was kind of CG. And of course, Mark Hamill's still around. He did the voice and everything, and they kind of de-aged the voice, but the movement necessarily didn't look the greatest on the face. Once again, that's me being a nerd and being picky. But the Book of Boba Fett in this episode, when it actually focused on Grogu over here and it showed him doing his training with a young Luke Skywalker, and we're talking about like awesome Luke Skywalker, powerful, strong in the Force Luke Skywalker. There's a scene with him sitting there when they were first kind of like meditating, and I was just like, holy crap. I'm like, they have upped their budget. Like, they have upped their game on some, technology of that. And like I said, I know it's a combination of like deep fake, and then of course, Mark Hamill's still doing the voice, and then they have like a stand-in actor. But anyway, phenomenal job. And it was really cool, some of the callbacks to the way, like him and Yoda when he was doing his training with that. I thought that was really awesome and a cool part of the show. So now let's talk about probably one of the most things that everybody else has kind of noticed. It's kind of controversial, but I mean, the show is the Book of Boba Fett, but after that episode where Mandalorian kind of came into it, the Mandalorian kind of hijacked the show, which I love. I love the Mandalorian, and honestly, I get it. I don't know. I love Boba Fett. I've always been a fan. I haven't been a fanboy since I was a kid of Boba Fett. I was always kind of more of a Darth Vader guy, but I mean, Boba Fett was always cool because he was mysterious and stuff. And I guess that's what the Mandalorian does. But anyway, the Mandalorian comes in with his awesome Beskar armor, and I mean, he's just awesome. He's BA. And so he comes in there, and he did. It just kind of, at that point, it just kind of became like Boba kind of stepped to the side in his own show. And a few of the episodes were just the Mandalorian. I think one episode, Boba Fett wasn't even in the show. I think they may have like shown him in like some kind of little flashback thing for a second, but that was it. Like basically the Mandalorian kind of took over. So that brings us to the end of the series, where the finale. So the finale, I was wondering, I'm like, how are they going to wind up all these story threads? And you know what? They did. I think they did a really good job of it. There was some amazing stuff in the last episode. I was like, holy crap. Some of it was awesome. And you got to see some cool stuff and, some stuff in there for the fans. The Rancor monster part. Awesome. So I thought the Rancor was really cool, and of course the Mandalorian was cool. Finally, Boba put his helmet back on, and it was awesome. Some of his gadgets that he had, like, he's like bending his knee and like shooting bullets and rockets out of his knees. And we did get to see some awesome stuff. So, of course, like I said, I've already said spoilers, but, Cad Bane was in this, and, him and Boba kind of, faced off. And then at the end, they got into a fight, and he was kind of calling out some stuff that I was thinking, like, you've gone soft, Boba, and things like that. And then we get to see some awesome parts of Boba Fett. So, then he did turn into the hardcore, what he used to be in his past. But, still a good guy. But, sometimes you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. So sometimes you gotta get kind of down and dirty. And he did, and it was awesome. I was like, this is cool. This is Boba Fett. So I hope they do more of that. I hope Disney doesn't just Disneyfy it so much that, he's just a good guy and he's going to be walking around Mos Espa handing out, milkshakes and flowers and daisies to everybody. I really hope I hope that he's cool and, respectful. I love all that stuff. I love the way of the Mandalorians, kind of things. But I hope he does still kind of retain that. And they kind of alluded to that because as he's walking around the town after everything that happened in the season finale, everyone was kind of, giving him, like showing him respect, and I thought that was really awesome. So anyway, that kind of brings it, like I said, to the end of this video. And then I'm going to talk about just a few other things, but this is pretty much the end of my series wrap up. Like I said, I wasn't going to do an in-depth review. This is just an overview, a broad brushstroke overview of what I thought of the show and my few nitpicks. There's not really many, but I love The Mandalorian. I cannot wait for season 3. And I think the Book of Boba Fett has promise. As long as they stay on track and kind of follow. I don't really want Mandalorian. I want Mandalorian to be in his show and Boba to be in his show, but then they can have crossovers because they are in the same universe and they are both, they know each other. They're friends now and everything because this is the way. So I just think that would be, a good way to take the series. But anyway, I actually highly recommend the show. So like I said, It had some ups, some downs, and then some plain old, get the Scooter Gang out of here. I mean, seriously, get the Vespa Gang out of the show. I did not like that. I don't know if it was because of Robert Rodriguez. He directed some of the episodes, and of course, he's who brought you Spy Kids. He also brought you From Dusk Till Dawn and Desperado and things like that. So he is a good, capable director, but I don't want Spy Kids mixed in with my Star Wars or the Scooter Gang all mixed together. Anyway, so my ultimate thing is, so Curtis definitely recommends this show. I think the Book of Boba Fett's good, and I look forward to see where it's going. So anyway, that's the review part. So if you're new here to the channel and you like the content that I've created here, please be sure to give me a like, a share, and a subscribe. I am growing my channel. I am trying to shoot for 300 subscribers, and eventually maybe I'll get to 1,000. I don't know. I think it's going to take forever. So I don't know. We'll see. But the first part, by the way, with the Darth Vader helmet, totally unscripted. I was going to do the entire review in my Darth Vader helmet, but I was going to play around with the voice, and I don't know, but I couldn't see crap. And then I got the tusks of my mask hung in my microphone, hung in my pop filter, and kind of, I don't know, just couldn't do it. So then I started laughing because I'm an idiot and got, but anyway, the Darth Vader helmet that I have, it's one of my cool helmets. The reason it looks so big, I feel like a dark helmet from Spaceballs when I wear that, because it is made from the mold that David Prowse's helmet was, the actor who portrayed Darth Vader, didn't do the voice, but portrayed Darth Vader in the movies. So he was a big guy. So the helmet is a little oversized on my head. But it also looks kind of out. It was made kind of oversized so that when they had the shoulder pads and the armor on of Darth Vader, that it all looked, in size, in perspective. So that's kind of what that is. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the intro. Like I said, that's just me being an idiot, and like I said, totally unplanned, but I thought it'd be kind of fun, and then it got me laughing, and I just realized I couldn't do it and had to do this. But like I said, I appreciate everyone who stuck around to the end of the video. Also, one quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Tony Morris for providing me my Star Wars shirt. You can't really see it behind the mic, but anyway, it basically says that I was there before it was cool, which is totally true. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode and look forward to other content. Maybe a little while before I get another video out, because I have a lot going on. So hopefully I will get one out soon. But thanks for sticking around, and I hope you enjoyed everything, and I'll see you in the next one.